Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another live with me, Julia, boss teacher. And today I have a confession to make, right? This story involves a queen, a coach, and myself. And it's the story of how I overcame my copycat tendency and own in on my own originality. And I'm going to share that with you. So stick around. Thanks for joining me. Wherever you're joining from, we're live on Instagram, hence you will see me looking to the side. We're also live on YouTube and on Facebook. So wherever you're watching, you definitely can have access to the replay on all major social media platforms. So who's ready for the story? Because it's story time, you know. I'm checking in for your comments as well. So when you log on, be sure to wave at me in the comments so we can have a conversation. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in the chat as well. I see them on my end, and so we can have a nice little chit chat so I can help you on your journey to discovering purpose and just identifying your value and your contribution into the world and how you can earn from your skills and your expertise. I forgot to put on my mic. Here we go. All right, so let's jump right into it because I know for sure you must be wondering what in the world do I mean when I talk about your original advantage. And if you are like me, and you are looking to own in on your original advantage and even earn from it, there is going to be a link below the replay of this video or somewhere in the description, whether it's up there or down there, depending on the platform that you are watching on. And this enables you to schedule a 30-minute chat with me. And this 30-minute chat, I'm going to sit with you and help you to discover what your originality is and how you can turn it into a profitable income stream. So here is the story, right? This story time. This is my confession of how I overcame being a copycat and figuring out what exactly I'm good at and how I can use it to my advantage. Now, like I said, this story involves a queen, a coach, and myself. So here's the queen. Some of you may know Angel Bryan, and I'm calling her out. I'm going to tag her in the replay of this video so she knows exactly why I am mentioning her name. Now, she's a friend of mine. We met some time ago at a personal brand training. And I've always loved how she carried herself. I've loved everything about Angel, how she presented herself on social media. I've watched her growth over the years and just love how she's begun to flourish even now. Now, Angel is great at putting words together. When I say great, I mean she is great at putting words together. When I read her captions, I get jealous sometimes. I kid you not, because I'm looking at her captions, I'm like, wow, this is so good. And sometimes I'd comment, sometimes I like, and I see people comment, and I'm like, I said to myself, but why I can't write like that? Why is it that I cannot manipulate the English language like that to give some kind of emotion? Like I couldn't do it. I didn't see myself do it. I tried it and it just did not feel natural. And it just, whenever I tried, it just came off. It just didn't come off, pretty much. And so and there are other people, I would just read their captions and I absolutely enjoy reading them. And then wonder to myself, why in the world can I write like that and give off that kind of vibe and the emotion that you see or you feel from the words that are on a specific caption under their post. And so that kind of bothered me for a while because I really wanted to write like that. I really want to write and give that kind of vibe and that emotion, and it just wasn't happening. And there was a little bit of jealousy boiling up inside of me. I kid you not. So that's the queen. And then there is my coach. So I have a coach that I used to work with. And I remember just following the things that my coach was doing and how he was showing up on social media. Because what he does is great. And he has taught me so much about just doing business. And I remember talking to my business bestie one day, my accountability partner, and she said to me, Julia, you're going on good though. Everything I see you post, that's exactly what I see your coach posting, because she knows who my coach is. And I took it as a compliment, but then when I thought about it more, I took the compliment out of it. I realized this is not really a compliment at all, because all I'm doing is copying what my coach was doing. And there was no originality in that, because whenever he does something and he shares it in the group, I just go on Canva or whatever and just try and duplicate it for my own business. And yes, that's kind of good in a certain way, because if there is a track record of success with him doing what he's doing, then of course I should be able to emulate what he's doing and get a certain level of success as well. And yes, it was working, but I also realized that it was a little bit more effort. It didn't come natural to me. And I wanted to do something that came natural. So yes, I was looking at Angel's posts and I was just drooling over them, wondering why I can't write like that. Yes, I was duplicating every single thing that my coach was doing is in my business. And yes, that was all good and well. But I realized that if I'm going to allow my business to flow naturally and to flow smoothly and just be effortless, I have to find a thing that works for me. I have to find my own originality and bring that to the table. I cannot continue to drool over somebody else's content. And I cannot continue to copy every single thing that my coach is doing. And because at the end of the day, you never know what kind of strategies they're testing in the background, why they're doing X, Y, Z. You don't know the root cause of things. So if you're copying everything that they are doing, right, and not knowing why they're doing it, you might not get the same results. And so I had to accept that. Hi guys. I had to accept that and realize that, hey, you need to figure out what makes you unique, Julia. You need to figure out what makes you original, and you need to put that out into the world. So here's what I found out that I'm good at. And I've been doing it for the past few weeks, and it has been working tremendously. And I have since been ignoring everything else, literally been ignoring everything else and focusing in on my zone of genius. So I was at a conference a few weeks ago, a podcast conference, because as some of you may recall, when I started out as boss teacher, I started out producing a podcast. And that podcast was essentially interviewing different teachers who are also entrepreneurs to get an idea of how it is that I can step out on my own. And everybody is talking about podcasts and podcasts in the rage, and there's podcast summits and there are podcasts this and podcasts that, and it is amazing. And there's a whole industry on podcasting that if podcasting is your thing, you can own in on that as well. And I was at the podcast conference a few weeks ago, and I was just having a conversation with a couple of the people who were seasoned podcasters, millionaire podcasters. And I'm just, we're just chit-chatting and talking. And I'm thinking to myself, how can I take what I do and put it into a podcast? Right? Because I don't necessarily want to duplicate the Boss Teacher podcast. I want to do something different. And immediately after the conference ended, I realized, but podcast doesn't really resonate with me as much as video does. I thrive on video, and that is why I show up so much on video all the time. That is why I will turn on my phone at random times and go on Instagram and do a live, because I realize that showing up on video comes naturally to me. I have zero fears about showing up on video. And I thought to myself, Julia, how can you use that to your advantage? If you love doing video so much, if you thrive on videos so much, like I'd prefer to do a video than write a blog post any day. I'd prefer to turn on my camera than do a podcast any day. Any day. And so I want you to think about those things that come naturally and easy to you. Is it video like me? Then why not owning on your video skills? Why not owning on your camera presence? In Jamaica, we said you're ready for the video light. And that is me. I enjoy being in front of the camera. So rather than forcing myself to do a podcast, Rather than forcing myself to write fabulous captions like my dear friend Angel, rather than copying stuff that somebody else is doing, why not own in on your own original skill? And my skill, my talent, how I show up best is on video. As a matter of fact, I just bought some equipment on Amazon to make my video presence look a lot more amazing. So that's one. So I realized that I am so much more better at video than podcasting and audio and anything else. So what is that thing that stands out or flows so much easier for you? How can you show up in front of your community using that thing? For me, that thing is one of those things is video. Here's the other thing, right? The second thing is storytelling. So just as how I used to drool over Angel's content, kid you not, she's gonna laugh when she sees this live. But just as how I used to drool over her content, I realized that I don't have to be amazing at writing captions. I don't necessarily need to be good at putting words together to evoke a certain kind of emotions in individuals because I have so many stories to tell. If you have been reading any of my captions over the past few months, you realize that I've gone through a lot in life, a lot in life. And one of the things that I was reminded of a few months ago was that my experiences are not my own. What I've gone through is not just for me. And as a result of that, whenever I share my stories, I usually evoke a certain kind of response from my audience. And I find that in sharing my stories, in sharing my experiences, in sharing what I've gone through and how I was able to overcome, a lot of people can identify with that. And people tend to see you or see me as hope. They look at me and say, okay, if Julia can get over that, if Julia can overcome that, I can too. That is the kind of emotion I invoke inside of people when I share my stories. Hi, Naturally on a Budget. Hello, everybody, the income creators, Melissa, Nakisha, Lady Yee, oh, hey, joining me on Instagram. So I have realized that two things come naturally and easily to me. I am great at telling stories, my stories, not just anybody's stories, my stories. I'm great at pulling lessons from my stories and sharing them with you and showing you how you can apply those to your life. And I'm also great at showing up on video, in my opinion, if I should say so myself. Right? And because of that, I have explicitly decided, until I find something else that is super original to me, I have decided that I'm explicitly going to use those two things to show up for you, to show up for my audience, to show up for my community. So I'm showing up on video, and I'm showing up also through my stories that I share from time to time. So what is your original advantage? Right? I don't want you to say, oh, Julia's good at video. She's doing XYZ. Let me see if I can show up on video too. I love to see when you show up on video, because the truth is the statistics show that video is one of the highest converting content in the digital space. So at some point in your life, you're going to have to show up on video, right? But if you're not at that place, and while you're still building up to showing up on video, what is that original advantage that you have that you can show up in that way and be the most effective? For me, that's video and sharing my stories. What is it for you? If you are not sure what that original advantage is, like I said earlier, please, if you cannot click on the link that is going to be in the description, send me a DM and I'll send you a direct link so you can book a 30-minute conversation. 30 minutes. 30. And this 30 minutes is going to transform your life. Imani is saying, I agree. You are great at showing up on video. Oh, see, it's not me alone said that. And she also says that my stories are powerful. And that's the thing. You find out how much impact you are having with just showing up as you. And you see the response from your audience. then keep on doing that. Whatever is working, just keep on doing that, and don't try and show up like anybody else like I used to do. So that's what I would want to leave with you today. Find out what your original advantage is and do that. So most definitely, you're gonna be seeing Julia a whole lot more on video. You're gonna be seeing a lot more of my life stories inside of the captions on my social media posts, because that's my original advantage, and that's what I'm going to use to continue to build my business, to continue to deliver impact and transform the world. All right. Melissa says she loves my stories. See, I lying. I lie. See, I know. All right. So naturally on a budget says, I agree also, Julia. You captivate your audience. See, captivate, big words. Those words have I give you goosebumps, Thank you, darling. Captivate, I like it. If you're not yet following me on social media, please ensure that you are go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. I'm at Hello Boss Teacher. Hey, Camilla. Hey, love. So connect with me on every platform at Hello Boss Teacher. And pretty soon you will be seeing the website hellobossteacher.com as well. So look out for that. It's a little announcement there. I'll share that with you in the future. So as always, it's great hanging out with you guys. I'll definitely be coming on. When are we coming on again, Teresa? Thursday? We're coming on back on Thursday to share more with you. No, if it was up to me, I'd be on here every day, I kid you not, because I have so much content to share. But right now, I am pacing myself, and in the future, we're going to be extending our lives from just twice per week. So moving forward, I'm going to be live. I'm just giving you the schedule right now. I'm going to be live every Tuesday and Thursday at noon Jamaica time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. GMT, and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard. So look out for that every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm gonna be on tomorrow as well. So today, Monday, is actually a bonus. Today's bonus. I'm gonna be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon to share different principles, strategies, how you can live purposefully and abundantly. Yes, we're done. You come when we say the amen. You come when we say the amen. Hush. So I'm just a note on that. When we come on at 12, we're not gonna be here for an whole hour. Right? If you guys have questions, I'll definitely stay back and answer them in the chat, in the comments, etc. But typically, it's gonna be a short, sweet, and spicy video. We get to the point and we go eat our lunch and move on with our day. So hopefully, whatever I share in this session is going to help to inspire, to motivate, and to help to transform you to become the best version of you. All right, mwah. Love you guys. See you again tomorrow for another topic. Hello, Boss Teacher. Bye.